Hello everyone, welcome back to class. It's Stephanie. This is Stephanie Ponteau. I am teaching the Vision Church Level 2 class. This is the class for April 29th, which is Wednesday, and this is part 2 of that class. Welcome, welcome, welcome to class. Now I know in the last video I probably looked and sounded very sad. And that's because I was just a little frustrated with the technical problems that I was having. And I'm still having technical problems, but I went and I prayed and I asked God to help me so that I can just keep teaching as I work through some of the challenges that I'm having. So anyway, welcome to class. I hope you have your student book and your notebook and a pen to take notes. And today's lesson, there we go. I'm doing everything the old way. It's going to be Unit 8, page 104. I assigned homework in part 1 of this video, but we are not going to review it yet. I want to give you a little more time to work on it. And so we got Unit 8, page 104. Lesson E, we are going to write a paragraph about your work history. And you have to remember to capitalize the names of businesses. So that's what we're going to go over in this lesson. And if you have not worked a job outside of the home, that's okay. You can you can put your time working at home as a stay-at-home mom and wife. You can put that in your letter, in your paragraph, because that is a job, taking care of a family, and it's a very important job. Okay, so I hope everyone is doing great. Don't forget, I try to remember to remind you at the end of every video, if you would please, please, please leave a comment out on Facebook for each video that you watch. That would be very helpful to me for figuring out what I can do different to help you guys, and that CPACs will know that you guys are watching the videos and making use of it and finding it helpful or not. So they really do care about your learning, and they want the videos to be something that you are using. So when you put comments out there, that lets them know that you guys are watching. So I really appreciate that. Okay, so let's get started. What is your work history? What is your work history? And remember, work history is your job experience or your work experience. It's the jobs that you do now if you're working and the jobs that you did before, that you did in the past. Okay? All right. So you're going to write a paragraph about your work history or employment history. So there are a lot of, just like in most languages, there's more than one way to say something. So if someone talks about work history, job history, work experience, it's all the same thing. We're talking about the jobs that you have done in the past and the job that you do now. Okay? All right. If we were in class together, I would be asking some of you to tell us about your work history. Tell us about the jobs that you have had in the past and your job duties. But since we are not together, you'll have to be bored and hear about my job. Okay, so I'm a teacher now, and we all know that, and we've talked about it several times before. But I pulled out my old resume and I looked at some of the jobs that I've had in my work history that I've completely forgotten about. For example, I was a legal administrative assistant for, and I forgot all about that, back 2016 and 27, I worked for an attorney as her assistant. And now I really did like that job. I really did. She specialized in adoptions. And it was really cool to help out with families adopting children. It was very special. But as a legal administrative assistant, what I did for her is I answered the phone, I greeted any clients that came in her office, I created and I maintained the case file for each family that was adopting the child. I created a file for her. I went to the courthouse many, many times and the post office, mailing documents to different courts around the country. And I created a lot of the legal documents. I typed them up and submitted them at the courthouse for her. Now, she, of course, always reviewed every document that I created for her. But I've created them, she reviewed it, and I went and filed them at the courthouse in mostly Gwinnett County, but I had to travel to a few different counties around the metro Atlanta area. So that's one of my jobs. I did that 2016 and 17. Okay, so that was my job for my job history and some of my duties, which are, as you remember, job duties are things that you need to do at work. All right. So let's look at exercise 1A. Lesson E, writing. Exercise 1, before you write. Talk with a partner, which is me. Sorry, you guys are stuck with me for all of the video classes. I am your new partner. So talk with a partner, ask and answer questions. All right. Question number 1. What are some of your duties at home? Ooh, lots of duties at home. All right, so I guess I'll just have to tell you mine, and you won't be able to tell me your duties, but I'm sure they're very similar. Some of my job duties at home is I cook dinner. Everybody is on their own for breakfast and lunch. I only cook dinner. I wash clothes for me and my husband. I have taught my children how to wash clothes, so they wash their own. But I do take everything out of the dryer and separate everyone's clothes out, and they take it, but I do take it out of the dryer. I supervise the children's chores. I don't do all the cleaning. They clean the upstairs, loft, and their bedrooms, and the bathroom up there, and they take turns washing dishes. The boys cut the grass and take out the trash. My daughter gets the mail. She washes dishes most of the time. So I manage the children's chores and homework, and I do some of the cleaning, and I do some of the grocery shopping. My husband has been doing, this year, he's been doing a lot of the grocery shopping, actually. I do the main shopping, but, he's very good about running to the store for me when I forgot something and getting the little extra things that we might need. All right, question number 2. What are some of your duties at your job? So I talked about my job duties as a teacher in the last lesson. I just talked about some of my job duties as a legal administrative assistant. So we've got that covered. But think about your own experiences. Maybe talk to your children about it so that they can hear you talking and describing things. And I'm sure they'll be more than happy to correct you if you make a mistake. All right, question number 3. What are some of your duties of your last job? I talked about one of my last jobs. So my job before becoming an English teacher was a substitute teacher, and I still do that sometimes as well. So I'm sure you're bored with hearing about my work experience, so we will keep moving. All right, so exercise B. Ooh, I'm sorry, I have something on my finger. Read. Read Marco's employment history. Oh, that's another word. Employment history. Same as work history, same as job history. Just a different way of saying it. So, job history, employment history, work history is all the same. All right? So, read Marco's employment history, complete the sentences, use the correct form of the verb. And then the little tip box over there to the right, it says capitalize the names of businesses. An example would be Valley Hospital, which is where our good friend Marco worked, right? And what's his job? He is an orderly. And we know what some of his job duties are because we've talked about that as well, right? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to read Marco's employment history, and we are going to fill in the blank with the correct tense of the verb. So, and I really want to encourage you to practice this with someone who's good speaking English, so that it'll help you just become more confident. It'll help you develop what they call fluency, and fluency is the ability to speak a language well without, stumbling or having problems with it. So, they say you're fluent in the language if you can speak it well without any problems. All right, so we're going to read Marco's employment history. Marco Alba. Marco Alba is an orderly. He works at Valley Hospital. He started in 2017. Now that's the present progressive form of work because it's ongoing. Progressive means it's happening now as you speak. And right now he still works at Valley Hospital. Okay? He started in 2017. He has many duties, HAS. He takes, TAKES, he takes patients from their rooms to the lab. That's one of his job duties. He delivers x-rays, linens, and supplies. He also takes flowers and mail to patients. From 2015 to 2017, Marco worked at Sam's Soup and Sandwich Shop. Now, it's worked because it's the past, right? Because we're talking about dates in the past. It says from 2015 to 2017. We know that's, 3 years ago. So that's why we use the past version, the past of work, which is worked, WORKED. All right? He worked at Sam's Soup Shop. He was, that's the past for B, he was a bus person. He cleaned the floor and picked up dirty dishes. From 2012 to 2015, he worked at Fratelli's Construction Company. He was a construction worker. He made, that's the past for make, he made repairs on houses and operated, OPERATED, and operated large machines. Okay, so that is Marco's work history. So he's had, like me, he's had quite a few different jobs. Okay? All right, so exercise C. And if you remember in the last lesson, we talked about scanning text for information. This is his work history is something you could scan quickly to see the names of the places he worked. You wouldn't need to read every sentence. You could just look for names of places that are capitalized. That'd be a quick clue for you that it's the specific name of a place. So you could just scan real quick Valley Hospital, Sam's Soup and Sandwich Shop, Fratelli's Construction Company. I found those three places that he worked very quickly just by scanning for the capital letters. So scanning, that's that other word that we learned in the earlier lesson. A quick way to read over something to get information. And you're not reading every sentence. You're just looking for specific things. If you wanted to know when he worked, you would look for dates. You would quickly scan for dates. Okay, all right, so exercise C, Marco's job duties now and in the past. Now in the past. So we got two columns here. We got the now side and we have the in the past side. They did the first one for us. So let's read that. Now, he takes patients from their rooms to the lab. In the past, he cleaned the floor. Number 2, now. What does Marco do now? You look at the third sentence in his employment history. It says he takes patients from their rooms to the lab. Okay, so we have that. Then the next sentence says he delivers x-rays, linens, and supplies. That's something he does now. So number 2, he delivers x-rays, linens, and supplies. All right, what's another thing he does now? Right after that sentence is the next sentence. He also is like plus or and. In addition to, he also takes flowers and mail to patients. So that's what he does now. So that's number 3. 1, 2, 3. He takes patients from their rooms to the lab. He delivers x-rays, linens, and supplies. And he takes flowers and mail to patients. That's what he does now. So let's look at the in the past side. The in the past side would be the things that he did on the other jobs that he had before he became an orderly at Valley Hospital. So those things, I did the first one, he cleaned the floor. And he did that at the soup and sandwich shop. He picked up dirty dishes. That was also at the soup and sandwich shop. So that's 2. Number 3, he made repairs on houses. That came right after that when he worked at Fratelli Construction Company. And then number 4, he operated large machines. That's the second part of the last sentence. Operated large machines. Okay, so we're comparing Marco's job duties now with his job duties in the past. Okay? So, and if you want to know the duties, you just look at the past jobs. Okay? All right, so I think we covered everything there. Okay, well, it's some things that we would do if we were in class together. I would have called on you students to come to the board and write some of these sentences for me at the board because I love to see you guys up and moving around in class and getting up front and reading things and writing things and not being afraid because you guys are fearless. You're serious about your English and you are fearless. You get up and go to the board and write, and I really enjoy that. So anyway, guys, I think we are finished with page 104. Don't forget, when you watch the video, please, 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 please leave a comment at the end of the video because that's very important. And please call me, and it won't hurt my feelings if you need me to do something different or if I didn't meet your needs. I need to know so I can make changes. And I know a lot of my videos are kind of different. So it will be helpful to me to let me know what style you like. Do you like the style when uh, my picture is in a little small corner and the page is on the screen? Do you like it when it's just the screen like this, just the camera, and I show you the pages? Or let's see. Yeah, so just kind of, I would really appreciate your feedback, okay? All right, so that is the end of part 2 of the Wednesday, April 29th class, Vision Church Level 2. I'm Stephanie Ponteau. So long. Have a great day, guys. Miss you.